Today, we're diving into the story of a man with a pretty incredible title, the Patriarch of Faith. His name was Abraham, and honestly, his journey is going to challenge just about everything you think you know about trust and belief. But before we get into his story, let's start with the question that's at the heart of it all. A question for all of us, really. What does it truly mean to have faith? Especially when every logical bone in your body is screaming that what you're being asked to believe is just impossible. You see, this title, Patriarch of Faith, it isn't just some fancy label. It's basically a summary of a life lived right on the edge of belief. It's like a masterclass in trusting a promise when there's literally no evidence to back it up. So, where does this incredible journey of faith even begin? Well, it all starts with a single, life-altering call. A command that wouldn't just change his direction, but completely erase the map he thought he was following. And there it is. The specific directive. This isn't just, hey, move to a new city. No, this is leave everything you know, your family, your culture, your home, and go to a place I haven't even shown you yet. The amount of uncertainty there is just staggering. So this is the first huge test, right? I mean, just think about it. Packing up your entire life, not for a better job or a bigger house, but for a destination that is a complete and total mystery. And yet, against all reason, Abram says yes. He trusts, and he goes. But this wasn't just a random command to wander into the unknown. Tied to this huge act of obedience was a covenant, a sacred promise. And the scale of this promise was so immense, it would literally echo through generations. And wow, what a promise it was. Not just a family, but a great nation. And that imagery, descendants as numerous as the stars. I mean, that is a promise of an impossible, almost infinite legacy. It's beautiful. Okay, but this incredible promise of a legacy as big as the night sky, it immediately slams into a very harsh, very real problem. A single, heartbreaking obstacle was standing right in the way. And here it is, 0 for year. After agonizing year, Abraham and his wife Sarah had no children. The promise of a great nation must have felt like a cruel joke sometimes, a daily test of whether they could hold on to that belief. And this timeline really shows you something important. This wasn't a short delay. We are talking about decades of waiting. They waited so long that Abraham and Sarah became very, very old, way past the natural age for having children. And then the impossible happens. Decades of waiting, of hoping, finally end with the cry of a newborn. Against all biological odds, their son Isaac is born. The promise now has a name. The future has finally arrived. But just when everything seems secure, just when the promise is real and tangible, the story takes its most dramatic, heart-stopping turn. Abraham's faith is about to be tested in a way he could never, ever have imagined. This is the ultimate trial. And the command is this: take your son, your only son, Isaac, the living, breathing proof of the promise, and offer him up as a sacrifice. The request is so brutal, so contradictory, it's almost impossible to even wrap your head around it. This slide just lays out the conflict perfectly. On one side, you have God's promise. A great nation will come through Isaac. On the other side, you have God's command: sacrifice Isaac. The two seem to completely cancel each other out. How could both possibly be true? So, faced with this logical nightmare, Abraham makes a choice that defines him forever. He chooses to believe that the one who gave the promise is bigger than the promise itself. He trusts that somehow, even through this awful act, God won't break his word. He prepares to obey. So let's follow him up the mountain. He takes Isaac to the location, he prepares the altar, and just as he is about to follow through, God intervenes. He stops him. His faith has been proven, and a ram is provided as a substitute for the sacrifice. And the result of this ultimate test is just profound. Because Abraham was willing to give up everything, the promise isn't just saved, it's magnified. His faith is proven to be absolute, and that blessing on his descendants is reaffirmed for all time. So what are we supposed to take away from all this? Well, the story really boils down to these core ideas. It's about having faith in a promise, even when it seems totally impossible. It's about trusting there's a plan, even when you can't understand it. And it's about obedience, even when the personal cost feels unbearable. And that kind of leaves us with this final thought. Abraham's story seems to suggest that the biggest tests of our trust aren't meant to break us, but to reveal the true depth of our faith. So it makes you wonder, when our own trust is pushed to its absolute limit, what is truly being revealed about us?